Hello, everyone. It's springtime. We never thought it was going to come this year, 2017, but it finally has. And for those of you in high school, I'm going to be looking at one of my favorite magazines that I read when I was 17. So, in this issue of 17 magazine, there were a couple of articles that I thought that you needed to see. First being, is your locker making you sick? Just joking around. But this article is about how you really need to, not just for us adults cleaning our cars, cleaning our rooms, but really clean your locker out. It could actually make you sick. And if you think, oh, yay, I get to have a day off of school, when you're actually sick, staying at home, you might still have chores to do, or you just feel miserable. So don't get sick, and if you get to go to school, that means there's a whole lot of social interaction that you can have. Whereas if you're sick, you don't really get that much. At least if your teachers take away your cell phones. Issue 1 of keeping your locker clean. Get rid of those dirty gym clothes. Clean them out. I had gym 2 times a week in high school. Clean them at least once a week, bare minimum. If you have 2 sets of gym clothes, switch them out and clean them over the weekend so you're always wearing a clean set of gym clothes. 2, forgotten food. I'll let you in on a little secret. When I was in high school, my mom made my lunch. And what did I do with that lunch? I threw it in a spare locker in the high school. Made it really stink. I waited to find out if the janitors would find my stinky locker and clean it out for me. It took them about 5 months before they emptied it out, and then I continued the cycle all over again. In your personal locker, with all of your personal private things, get rid of food as soon as you put it in there. You want it in the fridge or you want it thrown out. Done. 3, dust buildup. Yes, your locker can get dusty. So take a used rag, dirty laundry clothes, anything. If you have a spray can for air for your computer, bring that along. Just spritz it in there. Make sure it's nice and neat so you're not ingesting any of that into your nose. 4, mess and clutter. I was kind of weird. I had all of my notebooks and my class books in class order by when I have them throughout the day. If you keep it in order, you'll know what to grab next, and you'll never miss a beat with what you need to be prepared for your classes. 5, and I believe this is the last one, exposed surfaces. Again, that can of sprayed air, anything that can be wiped down, any food that's gone, just any surfaces, sanitizer, sanitizer, sanitizer. Please don't get sick this season. Article number 2 is, really, I'm sorry. As you can see by this cute picture, when you say sorry too many times, it loses all meaning. Kind of like when you say I love you to the wrong guy / wrong girl. So, if you're really and truly sorry, this article tells you when and how to use it. Say it only when you mean it. Avoid an ambush. Let the person know that you want to talk so that they know to be emotionally prepared for what you have to say. 3, don't leave it hanging. Don't wait a week, a month, a year. Sometimes you can even say sorry when you're not ready for it emotionally, but the other person may need it, and then you won't regret it later on. 4, get low. Looking overpowering or aggressive will create a sense of unnecessary hostility. So letting the other person sit down, get at their level. Number 5, Don't talk at them. Talk to or with them. Have it be an equal exchange, just like the idea of being on the same physical level, be on the same mental and emotional level, or at least try. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself. 6, accept the response, even if it's a negative one. And I try to do this at work. I have a coworker who it makes life really difficult for me. But I apologize to her when I forget to hold the door. I pardon her when she needs to pass. Please and thank you. All these things we were taught in elementary school can be used in high school and beyond. Keep them in mind. I want to add to this, which I might have said in a previous video, I don't know. My rules for apologies are, number 1, you want to state the words "I'm sorry" or "I'm apologizing." Number 2, you want to say who you're apologizing to. Don't leave it blank or think they're assuming it's to you, when in your head you could be saying, "I'm apologizing that you're so blah, 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 blah." Number 3, you want to state why you're apologizing. That shows that you understand you were in the wrong. And number 5, you want to let the other person have a chance to respond. Don't look for it, but leave a blank space. Like when the teacher calls on you and is waiting for an answer. They're supposed to give you a 5-second heads up before you can answer. Do the same for the person you're apologizing to. Article number 3 is prom money savers. Ka-ching! Now, my boyfriend's younger sister is going to high school, and she's going to be at her senior prom in a couple months. I'm so excited for her. I remember that time for myself, and I want to give a few tips and tricks for those students. So, if you want to save some money, think outside the mall for prom dresses. Look at vintage stores, resale shops, online renting. It's not a great idea for online renting if you want those memories, but it's great if you know you're not going to have the space to hold all this stuff, and if you don't hold emotional attachment to physical things. Hold on to the memories, not the stuff. If you could see my room, you'd understand. For your glam, as the article puts it, enlist help. Get some of your friends to do your makeup. I think the most fun of any of the experiences I've had was when my sister or my friends were doing my makeup, hair, etc. Yeah, it was fun to get dolled up with money from a company or a salon, but when your friends are in on it, it builds the memories that you're going to have later that night and beyond. Same age bracket, different article. This time, school, money, jobs, and did your dream school turn you down? Now, I have to admit, because I don't want to be fake with you, that my dream school did accept me. What I also want to let you know is that financially, it was never going to happen. I had to settle for my dad's alma mater, in-state, state school, and still, 10 years later, I'm drowning in debt. So, this article tells you to think on the bright side. You can still get a good degree, and don't do something delete worthy on your Facebook page or Twitter or any other Instagram, etc., because employers are looking at that. That didn't exist when I was in school. Pick a new favorite school. Your new favorite could be your favorite. You'll make the memories anywhere you go. And forget about it. If your SAT scores weren't great, you were accepted somewhere, probably. So don't sweat the small stuff. Again, your numbers won't matter once you get in. No one asks you that. Their questions, at least for the first year, if not all 4 or 5, etc., are, "Hi, what's your name? What's your major?" The last article that I wanted to spend time on from this issue is somebody's brainchild of a formula for happiness. I'm not talking Zoloft, I'm not talking Xanax, I'm not talking all these other medications, but an actual lifestyle formula for happiness. And it goes basics times parentheses master moment plus friends factor plus autonomy and parentheses plus attitude squared equals happiness. And this formula was designed by Raj Raghunathan. I doubt I pronounced that correctly. His formula just seems so apropos that its simplicity and design in nature shows exactly what you need to succeed in your ultimate goal of happiness. The basics being multiplied by a parentheses of other things. If we remember our high school math, basics being multiplied into each of those key figures. Basic master moment. Measure the basics before you can become a master. Basic friends. Once you build that initial friendship, you can build that friendship beyond to forever friendship. Basic autonomy. See if you can survive on your own before you can get loved ones and a family going. Once we end that parentheses, you're missing another element. Attitude. And it has to be squared, because if you have negative attitude, positive attitude, all of your attitude needs to be empowered twice in order to succeed in your ultimate goal of happiness. I strongly encourage you to read this. Illustrations by Kate Pryor. This is just an amazing piece of work that really needs to be explored if you think that you deserve happiness, and you do. Thanks for watching, listening, and I hope you read and subscribe.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
So I have what some consider to be one of the toughest jobs on the planet. I am a mom. I want what most parents want for my kids. I want them to have a happy childhood. I want them to be free to play, build friendships, grow to be kind, compassionate, happy adults.